Are we doing lap or time?
6 laps. We are on lap 3.
Hey, let me call you back because I'm coming laps.
By A-class or by D-class?
Lap 2 as fast.
This is lap 2 for Super Stop. I think it's lap 3.
You know that, right?
Lap 3 for D class.
Right, because earlier today, the water was relatively flat or relatively calm, but now we can see that the wind has actually changed direction and picked up just a little bit, and therefore, besides the wake, we have a little bit of wave action going on.
A little bit of chop just to lift these guys up out of the water to keep it interesting for them, and to give the spectators who's here out on the pier up in Courtside and Dockyard something to even all about.
That's true.
Oh, B11 just took a little 101. Just had a little whoopsie just covered. It was a nice race, 826, B11, B96 that we talked about was a Yamaha come marching up. You've got B96 is that boat, Manifelt, and they are in a tight race with B111, which is that Phantom that we talked about earlier.
Now A5 with Chris Marshall and his grandson. We've seen Chris actually race in different boats. How many does he actually have that he races in?
Right now, he actually has been in the same boat for the last year. If I just go back in my notes real quick, I can actually definitively give him an answer.
So just to let everybody know what is actually happening today, we are having 2 national races.
Yes, we are.
And this is the first one.
This is the first.
And the last race of the day is a celebrity race,
yes,
where there's a whole mixture of persons that will get into various race boats for the first time, to experience it.
And these are non-racers.
And these are non-racers.
And they're going to have the time of their lives out there today.
So that's going to be a little bit interesting.
Yes, it is. So unfortunately, I don't actually have the different number of boats Chris Marshall has actually ran in. Just has little stats on him that he's won 3 world championships, 3 U.S. national championships, and 3 world championships in A-class.
He's very well seasoned.
Very, very well seasoned. Probably between Chris Marshall, I would say Bobby DaCosta, and yeah, I think those 2 are probably the 2 longest racers that we have competing still.
Now, Bobby is supposed to be racing today,
Bobby was
but I
today.
don't recall seeing him pass us.
No, he didn't make it today. He was actually having engine issues. He was going to drop down to 200 carbureted, and so his 300 what he had. I guess his package didn't get put together. 7 minutes.
It's a shame because he's been actually running pretty good.
Yes.
Pretty good.
It should be 200 in my opinion. 200 horsepower is 200.
starting the encoder.
And I think I can say one of our biggest shots is Central's ambulance, because without them attending the races, these races could not take place. So thanks to Central's ambulance for always being there for us. So.
And I'd like to give a shout out to our incumbents back at the base who put together bring this lovely race teaching on interactive.
Yes. And we can't forget the Bermuda Harbor Committee, and greatest kudos to them, and especially to Nate for doing such a fantastic innovation job. Without them, there would be no organization. So thanks to them.
Now, last week's winner again coming forward. This is
Now, actually, that's a red flag.
something has happened.
So when the red flag goes, it should pull into the middle or the center of the racetrack, and this actually stops the race. Either there's been an accident, and so they have to go and check that out, make sure that everybody's okay, because it's all about safety.
So, check the server.
And we're just going to see if we can actually, who's actually going to see if we can get word to see what's actually happening. So,
Check the next again.
and then we can keep going.
I believe B96 has been over, which is the medical method that was running with B111. Yep. He just came over via B96. Everyone seems to be heading towards the scene of the...
Okay, so it looks like actually a boat has gone over, and unconfirmed that it is boat B96. We've also been told that everybody appears to be okay, and once we get an update, we can let all of you know.
We're about to... Where? North? South? There. We have race control actually now. The boating staff heading down to assist with the situation. We'll give you more information. We'll give you more information as we get it.
I still haven't dropped me. That's the thing that kills you, right? Like Brandy gets all pissed off. I'm like, you're done. After that, I'll give you a knife and still making it go work for it.
I got it.
There you go.
Ooh, boy, rolled all the way over. Yep, so that round's home in a second.
That's on the drive, right?
Yeah.
You want to come look over here?
I gotta bring her back.
And I have the same run.
got something going on. They got something about that. I'm thinking about today, but I'm not sure. Oh, boy.
Oh no, I'm a nobody though. Yeah,
Hey, what's up,
And then you got them.
Oh, you see that bus? I'm trying to look
Okay, so they're trying to pull it, they're trying to run it over now.
They turned her over.
So they don't flip it back over. Just a couple more minutes just to get a little bit more information, because otherwise we don't do this.
Are those big boats going over too?
She's probably gonna have a problem. Especially after an accident.
Remember everything and saying that
Jeffrey, everybody is still down at the scene.
Getting it done.
Let me see if I can get an update for you, and then I'll let you know. What do you?
And the rest of them.
They said everybody's cool though. That's the thing I got earlier. I think the last thing was saying
Jeffrey,
50 back
they said everybody's fine, but protocol still states that they have to come and get checked out by you guys, regardless.
Alright, cool, thanks.
Cam, you didn't get one?
No, we don't got it yet.
Oh, they gonna
Two Guardians. No, they do
They
this one
changed
first.
it
Thank
to
you,
the celebrity
Jesus.
races last.
Thank you, Jesus.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm just sorry.
And welcome back, Goofy. We just want to do an update on the incident that happened. Both racers, driver and co-pilot, are being checked out by the St. John's Ambulance Brigade, and they both seem to be fine, but they're just double checking, making sure that their stats are all good.
Precautions, all the safety checks that have to go on in conjunction with the EAR being followed. Yeah.
Now, I think what's important that we should talk about is water safety.
It's from the perspective of races, but it's also definitely very, very obvious. And we're not only the race lane that you're in, but also where your competitor was being 96. They were racing side by side with the 111s. So they're very competitive, as we would say, to get their second play.
Yes. So what our video viewers and listeners may not be aware of is that when that happens, you also have to be mindful of the other boats' weight.
Yes.
And especially here in Bermuda, we have a lot of watercraft. And
As is already with the
just going across the race course, and we have see the boat there.
coming in now. It looks like they lost their windshield, and I don't see the engine at all. So
Maybe the engine is actually hanging off, or it actually dislodged and came off altogether.
hopefully for their sake, it's hanging on.
Actually,
I have been in that situation before. It is not nice at all.
it looks like maybe just the gear case, the cover is missing, because you can actually see
Definitely missing the Carlin.
the engine itself.
It is sitting very, very low. So obviously they still have water in it, but that you already know the severity of what that condition is actually.
Yes. Yes, and we never like when an incident happens, because sometimes, you know, they can be unfortunate events which can have dire consequences. Now, also, going back to the amount of boats, we are surrounded by water. We have a lot of marine traffic. Now, we also have a lot of people that have these boats that are not familiar or have not familiarized themselves with the rules of the sea. Now, even though they say, oh, I have a boat, I can drive a boat, but you have to know.
Hey, Robert.
Yes. And actually, I can speak from experience, hitting the water in a racing boat accident is like hitting asphalt, hitting concrete. It is hard as dickens. It's hard and it hurts. In 2016. But that did not deter me from actually getting back in. Like they say, once you fall off the horse, you gotta get back on. Once you fall out of a boat, burn out of a boat, you gotta get back on.
So at this point in time, we're gonna cut, and then we'll get back to you with the celebrity races a little bit.
You want to beat the heat? Come to Jazzy Treats.
$1 extra? No problem. We got that for you. Thank you so much, lovely ladies. This is awesome. And this is a lemon lime and gingerbread sherbet shake. Nice. Yes. Very nice.
Oh, you guys came to line up here.
Thank you.
What kind of sherbet shake you getting?
I think pineapple.
Pineapple and gingerbread. Yeah, the classics, right? Y'all here for a sherbet shake? Snowball? You here for a sherbet shake or a snowball?
Thank you so much.
A sherbet shake or a snowball? Snowball? Alright, nice and soft dinner. You guys want to say hi? Hey! We're here at Jazzy Treats. Ken, what you got to say, man?
These are helping me out here with this heat. This is great.
So we're going to check out some more vendors, but check out Jazzy Treats.
Hi, I'm Cami, and I'm here with Erica from Vision Bermuda. Erica, can you let us know or tell us a little bit about Vision Bermuda?
So Vision Bermuda, our purpose is to provide services that enable our clients, those with visual impairment or blindness, to live full empowered lives, full empowered independent lives. So we offer a whole bunch of services that are geared towards that goal.
Excellent. And what is your position out here today when it comes to Vision Bermuda?
I'm the executive director, the new executive director at Vision Bermuda, out here representing today.
Are you excited, and which boat are you going to be in?
I'm going to be in B177 with Craig Nesbitt, and yes, I'm very excited. This is a bucket list item about to be checked.
We can't wait to see you out there, Erica. Bye. Bye.
So, I think that we are now getting ready for one of the most exciting races for today, which is the celebrity race. I think everybody's waiting for that and trying to see who's going out in there. I do have a list of names. We have Henry Tucker, who's one of the partners at Carney's Law Firm, who I believe is also one of the sponsors. And he's racing in A5 with Chris Marshall.
Yeah, veteran racing, so eventually a good team.
And we have Cammy Camp racing in A26 with Shane Harris, and Cammy's part of our team.
Yes, she is.
We have the infamous Trevor Lucy, who's racing with Brandon Silva.
Yep, that is 111, aka.
And then in boat 101 with Brian Resendez, we have Sajay. And we have Zendia Butler racing with David Willoughby.
Yep, so did Willoughby last year race with Bobby.
The Costa in the big bat boat, he had engine issues and didn't race. So that's unfortunate. We have Carlandra racing with, correct me if I'm wrong, with Stephen Morales in B96.
They're going to be out.
Okay, so I'm sure they probably found another boat pretty good.
Yes, once we get that information, we'll let you know which one she will be in. This is Roger co-pilot of B96. They got checked out by the medical team and they are both doing fine. No part of the bruised up, but safety staff, for area, and that basically mentioned area. Great job to you guys for doing your duties and getting the race back on track.
And it's always great to hear that when other incidents do occur, that the driver and co-pilot and Merlin are doing okay. We have Erica Engelman racing with Craig Nesbitt Jr.
That's a white 21 skater.
And then we have Jesse Stewart. Jesse is one of the local artists.
Yeah, local singer. He's actually my cousin too, believe it or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's racing, I don't have the name for it.
B982.
D-class boat racing with Howard and Central, we have Mr. Photogenic.
Yep. And his famous slogan is coming in hot. So
We'll get to see if that's going to happen today.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely in the right boat for that phrase to actually be corresponding to.
Yes.
That's another one. That's
And Howie likes speed.
And how he likes speed.
Yes, he does.
That's a very interesting time. I definitely look forward to seeing that interview once they implement their laps.
And then we had Andrew Cunningham racing with his father.
Yeah.
I think he got one of the OB awards from the King this year as well. And then I believe Duke is racing by Easton.
Yeah, so now that's another cause of Chicago. So I think he went on the better celebrity to do it. The same race hands, you know. So
You have a lot of people.
I have a lot of them.
Right. And then our next racer, he was supposed to race in Bobby, but then he retired. And then the last celebrity we have is Fire Wave, supposed to be racing with Matthew.
Finally, another look that they did. Always having the one to one given, so
Thank you. Well, I was just going to say it's a little bit choppy out there now, and
very excited for this car.
It's going to be jumping. And Matthew Smith actually is
Yes.
and he's been an amazing help. I do want to take a few minutes just to say thank you to some of the sponsors that we have here today. I cannot see them all, but we do have Jazzy Treats and ATV Live, who is on the scene here bringing us to you live today.
Like that.
We do have some other sponsors, but unfortunately, it's a lot of people up here, which is always great to see at races. I so my apologies, but a big shout out and thank you to all of them out there. And also a shout out to all of our sponsors for the racing books. Thank you, because without you, these guys wouldn't be able to race. And this is not a cheap sport, so I'm thanking you for that.
Sponsors that help out come out and supply
Yes, and definitely. And also, there is another race next weekend, next Sunday. So come on out, enjoy your Sunday with the Bermuda Power Boat Association. Yeah, they should have fun.
Friends, family members, loved ones, you was already for racing for Bermuda. So on the look, we have a few books. I got to stand by.
The next one is. Oh, there.
I mean, especially with the smaller boats, like when you get the A-class boats, they're not gonna go
100% wide open.
Exactly. And we have the 2 A-class boats out there with Chris Marshall and Shane Madeira. So that should be interesting to see.
I'm sure they'll do fast enough to give our local celebrities a fun time, make memories, have something to talk about, you know, in their respective professions and group settings and stuff. So that should be very, very exciting for them.
Yes.
Exciting for us to watch as well.
Yes, exactly.
Most definitely. So I believe, somebody just flying up just now.
So we had 3 come out. You can see the Coast Guard flying down there.
Yep. Coast Guard flying on the backstretch.
Which probably is going to a vessel that could be
potentially in the race, so they're probably just moving them off
race
the
course
now. So they're waiting for a few more boats to come out, and then we'll get started very soon.
They are actually behind us. Some of them coming out.
Here comes the A5 out. We already have Point Mark already out, who was running alongside B96 when that unfortunate accident happened. So nice to see that they're okay, as well as the driver and co-pilot of B96.
And we have A5 and A26 getting ready to pass us at the moment.
So again, number A5 was last week's winner. So, sorry, A26. Sorry, A26. I'm looking at it and also seeing A5 going off the road. These boat
And here we go.
T10.
So that will be Shikai.
And then we have followed by which is the oldest Geico.
Yes.
The 18-foot Phantom.
And then we have the B177. That is a skater.
Skater, yeah. Driven by Craig, this is Junior.
And with Craig, we have Carlandra. Now, just a little bit of clarification. I do know we had D177, but we actually have it listed as a B class.
Yes. They actually switched classes. So they brought the exercise from 300 to the 200.
Okay.
Just put them in B class.
And I think with him racing in B class, he likes more of the challenge, more of the competition that is actually going on.
Yeah, that's correct. You actually have more boats in B class this season than you have in D class. So it'll make sense if he wants to be a little bit more competitive, give himself a bit of a push, a bit of a challenge to drop and go in B class.
Right. So we have B class that can go up to a C class.
Yes.
And then we have the D class that can drop down to a B class.
Well, that's because you're changing engines.
We're changing engines.
Yes.
So have we had any A class boats that have switched or changed engines to go to a bigger class?
Facing south. Hey Laura, I don't think
the reason why we saw the Coast Guard quickly go across us was there's a boat on fire.
it's just a high contextual shot right now.
We hope that everybody on board that vessel is safe and sound.
RLA, but you have to cut through underneath the bridge to go around, so which is on the backside of the milling area where today's race is taking place. Underneath some bridge to get around to the basement. So hopefully seriously increase for that vessel and the Coast Guard other production to assist.
So we have going across us now, we have the Commodore in the horse launcher boat. And they're going to get ready to take their position. The boats are actually down in their milling area.
Sorry.
After race
Used to that,
will be very interesting as well.
Once again, the market is not going to do racing in Bermuda. You cannot ask for better conditions. Here we come up with the family that we were talking about earlier. This is their first time out racing. B921. That's driven by Sky Minus.
Now, was Shakai new to the racing scene?
This is actually his second year.
Okay.
So he's been around the scene for a while. Race for a little bit, you know.
Well, talking about a nickname, so Smiler, obviously Smiles a lot.
He smiles a lot.
And your nickname is why? Are you crazy?
Always cracking jokes, drinking, eating, that kind of food.
Okay. Not like business.
Well, it's about the same.
Yeah. Just have to ask. And we're also getting some great drone footage from live. All these APBAs and APAs and
Yeah, with the
EPAs.
abbreviations.
Oh my gracious.
Man, I get a heart attack just holding.
And also one of our drone footage is coming from also Eugene Bowl Jr.
Yes.
He does some awesome footage.
Awesome footage. If you've seen the videos from the Hamilton Harbor race, he was operating one of those drones. So very experienced drone pilot and very experienced editor as well.
Yes. Yes, he does. Thank you to everybody who helps with these races. You know, it takes time out of their busy schedules, their lives, their real jobs.
Racing started.
Yes, the race has started. Looks like they're all starting together, so this should be fun and exciting.
It is. It should be very, very fun and exciting. So again, this is a race. It's not an official race for points, but they will be racing amongst each other to see who actually makes the course line first.
Yeah, so we could actually see that, you know, they're not going that fast. The yellow flag is up, and once that drops and goes to green,
Then they're gonna go.
it's go, go, go.
Yep, and we are in a great position with the start finish line right in front of us.
Yes, definitely.
As the boats are getting their respective lines, having their running start. Yellow flag is still up as they're approaching the start line. And it's going to be interesting because you have, you know, different kind of hulls, different size boats, different size engines. So
Now
we'll
this
see how it goes.
actually looks like, is this a parade lap?
This might actually be the parade lap. They didn't inform us that they were going to do a parade lap.
No, they didn't.
So
We're just going to go with the flow today. Yeah, and these boats look, you know, fantastic side by side like this. They really, really do.
Awesome drone footage.
It'll be quite interesting to know what's going through these celebrities' minds, you know, while they're in the boat. And
These 7th and already, so they're actually enjoying themselves.
they're having fun. That's father and son right there. You know, what a great way to spend your Sunday afternoon.
Sure. Do something you guys both enjoy alone.
And Andrew's father, great big support for I love it at the same way. And all the boys are actually good as well.
They must be loving this though. The boat drivers and
It's always great to see
yeah.
family teams come out and
Is your active?
huh? Yeah.
It does, especially when
The streets only working when that's not.
I know a lot of people that race back then, and it's great to actually see them. Like, and we've had some that are legends in the sport that not just us.
This island is gorgeous.
I always thought that would give me embarrassment. Now I get it.
I didn't know you would be able to. Right. Well, I was deep in the reality. Next time he does camp, it does look like Shikai over there.
maybe you might go cut across the course to catch a bit and raise that.
Yes, and he's done that before. Yeah. And then watch out when the race starts.
Yes.
You know, he's good at doing that.
Sure, I mean,
very strategic.
Yes. He was racing in his previous race, so he ran
Yes, he does. But I think this parade lap is just to give the celebrities a feel, just to know what they're actually going to do and how long this is,
I just found out if they might need to call in for a massage.
I think we're probably going to have some massages here. There's actually another boat coming out now. One question I do want to ask is, how long?
This course is actually
And how long? Looks like Drew has picked it up a little bit there, and they're actually going back down to the middling area. So we should be able to see some action pretty soon. If you look at
so as we're going on, boats are back to the milling area. We shall start momentarily. This is the backdrop of Southampton entering Somerset back there. You know, that's also the same spot where America's Cup was racing when they was here in Bermuda.
Yes, and we're actually on Cross Island where they had their bases. And,
yes.
And looking over to our right over here, we can actually see, and it's such a beautiful and amazing sight. And it reminds me of when they do Round the Island and you have all the people
everybody comes out
at Coney Island. So you could actually see over there all the cars and all the boats anchored off and all the people that are just sitting off of there. Waiting for this race.
Yeah, it's great to see the spectators out today. It's lovely. You know, Cross Island is one of the few spots that spectators can see 90% of the race course. You know, we do have some other race courses that are just a little bit, I'll say, spectator unfriendly. But you know, we get what we get, you know, as the association. You know, would we like to have other courses in the future? Sure, that'd be great. You know, to be more spectator friendly. But hey, we are appreciative of the areas that we can race and what we have to race with.
That's true. That's very true. I do believe that maybe a few years ago they used to race in St. George's.
Yes, they did. In St. George's Harbor.
So hopefully maybe at one, sometime in the near future that we will be able to see that race happen again.
That would be great for them to come back to St. George's Harbor.
If we can actually take a look down to our right, we can see that the boats have. And 10, 826.
Yes, it is. So here they go. They're doing a running start. Up to the start line.
They are running.
They are
nice.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
For sure, for sure. And you know, the great thing about it is these boats aren't even doing as fast, top speed as they
They're
can.
not, but they're just
moving.
like hovering right over the top of the water. It's amazing to look at.
Beautiful to watch, as they say. Little bumps, little slide, that's what that's what that's how they run. Don't forget that in some of these boats, the co-pilot is actually the runway. So some of these celebrities are actually they're either going to be driving or.
Now, are you sure? Because, I mean, if they've never been in a racing boat before, they've never experienced how to do throttles, I mean, you have to at least know what you're doing.
You have to have a little bit.
I do know that sometimes the drivers can actually do
Yes. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see if you've actually done what.
That would be interesting to see. And there goes the B class.
We did black one. Black one is doing too much. They gotta turn. Which one should I move? That's lit.
So that one right here.
They're looking good. Actually, and then the next class is starting now. We are looking at the D class boats coming up.
Yes, this is D class.
It looks like we have three. We have three coming up. So we have D007, D4, and we have
That is
D94. And I do believe that D10 has a hotel. That would be Rishikai.
I believe so.
They're doing an amazing job out there.
Looks like in front is the D-class boat, followed closely behind by D4 and D94, which is the old Whitefish. As we come down the front stretch here, these are two B-class boats. And in third place, this is the panel coming through. This is B92. Followed closely by the first A-class boat coming across, A5. So not sure what happened there. You know, maybe they ran into mechanical issues or something. But yeah, this is the first A-class that came out. So it's looking good. Followed closely by this is B177. This boat is a 21-foot skater. Looking very comfortable. Running real good. Got the nose up. Doing what they gotta do, moving down the track. Coming through, coming towards the start finish line right now. That is D007 for my son again. I'm not sure who the co-pilot is, but they're waving and look like they're having a good time. Followed closely behind them is D4. The red 21 skater, and then again is behind them is D94. The old guys are running good. First line for them have milling area is. Making their final turn to approach the straightaway back across the start-finish line. So that's what we're looking at right now. Two boats approaching us.
And we're looking at them going on lap 3.
Yes.
Okay.
This will be
This is the last and final lap?
And there we go.
There's the white flag. One more lap to go. They're actually doing a nice speed. Very comfortable. They're not, relatively.
Background noise. You should have imageries live. This is what happens when you actually record live from actual race reports. Everyone wants their 15 minutes of fame.
Nobody likes it. Tell them to.
Yeah, you're right. Bermudas don't like me too when they get money.
That's all right.
Yeah, they can also find out the other reason why they go be goofy. So A5 up their final lap flag. It seems that we have a boat broken down.
That
right
looks like it may be A26.
Yeah, looks like it. So we have on the course right now B117.
177.
Yeah. 007. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
D4 approaching. D94 approaching as well, picking up their last lap flag. So far, so good. And they're with the celebrities.
Yes.
So, the conversation or the interviews afterwards should be awesome.
I'm trying.
And I can confirm that that is actually A26. They're not sure what happened. Maybe an engine problem or something, but we will find out when we get to interview Pam and see how she enjoyed her little race there. And
first time being So here we go now, picking up the checkered flag.
The first checkered flag. We are looking at
This is
B111. So we are looking at B101.
B101.
So
and that second is B111.
Okay, all these ones. So we were looking at Ryan Resendez and Sajay and Brandon De Silva with the infamous Trevor Lindsay. So I'm sure Trevor will post over. And we have a drive-by. Here we go.
Coming in second.
And I'm sure Trevor will post on his TNN.
Oh, I'm sure about that.
His experience today, and encourage everybody else to come out and maybe get involved in the sport. If you don't have a boat, you're not in the boat racing, come out and volunteer. The more hands, the better. This is B921.
They came third, and they are going back out towards the milling area, get the most of their experience that they can get.
I think it's fantastic that they're driving past.
And here we coming in hot, as they say, and D007, father and son.
I think it's fantastic that they're doing this drive-by past, the spectators and us here at Cross Island.
Oh yeah,
here we
go. Look, a picture of the two skins coming through. One's running
that would be a beautiful shot. Absolutely beautiful.
And they're picking up the checkered flag. And there we go.
Well, this has been a very exciting afternoon.
Right in front of us.
Here we go. Andrew and his dad, Dudley. And here we come with D4.
And with the GoPro.
Here we go with Trevor.
Hot himself. No, that's Mr. Photogenic.
Mr. Photogenic.
Yeah.
He does awesome, amazing footage.
Yes, he does. He does.
As well.
He is a great MC as well.
Like to see them right there. I mean, that's a beautiful shot.
Oh yes, his commentary is some of the funniest from I would say a local star that we've had for some time.
That is true. Well, I can say this has been a fun and exciting afternoon with this race and actually all the races.
B177 coming closest with Craig Jr. Craig Nisbet Jr. I should say.
No, Craig used to race with his dad.
Yes.
And his dad has stepped back from actually being in the boat.
Yes.
And he used to actually race overseas as well.
Yes, he did. We cannot forget that.
You know, so we have some. We
have some veterans on the island that race overseas.
In all of the sports that we have here, you know, we have some great ones, and we have some fantastic powerboat racers that race overseas and have gone back out there to race.
Oh yeah,
Oh, he's letting him taste that water.
It's high side in the form, doing a couple of good turns.
So they're putting on the show for everybody.
FD921.
This is amazing.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, our part of today's show.
For the races, I do believe that we are going to do some interviews or folks, but stay tuned and thanks for joining us.
Got some good stuff there, buddy.
Awesome.
I think we're not. Is Roy gonna be there for long?
Yeah. I mean, I gotta go back there. You like that? Okay. All right, bet. I think so. Yeah.
Everybody's talking and
Thank you, Lord. Yeah.
That's the last race, but are we doing the I didn't even feel it.
You right, like that stupid girl that laughing, giggling, and what my foot-year-old's ass. And yeah, she's like, don't talk for you. Nobody one. Because there's only, I think there's only one real. The other guy never came up. So yeah. Until next time. Look at her, she's smart. Look at her. You should get that shot. She's smart and smart. Put it up.
I'll come next week.
Yes. Look over there, there's nobody there now. You're not going to be in the neighborhood for Monday or
Something's getting on. We're going to do another
They're doing another race?
Perfect. Yes. Wave at the damn camera. That's what I was hoping for. Yes. These spectators. Good audience.
Yeah, they're going to do another race.
They're going to do another race?
Yeah, so I'm gonna do another run. Then I'm gonna be in that one. It's. I wish I would have said that it was gonna have 2 celebrity races. Everything was getting through. That's why I stepped in trying to tell you guys over here to keep quiet. The people over here talking. I'm like, yo.
Hey, if that's hey, guess what? I'll take it. If that's what they have to be yourself.
Yeah, no worries. You have to figure something out.
What's that? Heads with thingies?
Yeah.
Thank God. This is like, this was like, at age, who's chick was with me? I was just like, honestly, if I didn't have that, I would have been like, just shot.
Thank you, God.
That's what I heard. They look like they're all right.
You know what? Because this. So if I got his name right, and I put on blast that one of the heads of tourism was interrupting live feeds from Bermuda Poverty because he will get. I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's like what are you doing? Like, come on. No, actually, the 12th?
No, just go ahead and run the sponsor reel for now.
Next week, the 13th.
And then
12th, 7th. 12th, 7th. So I'm saying the 13th.
We'll get a couple of interviews with bombs.
Why aren't you here next week?
My birthday. I'm in Canada. One of the sponsors.
When's your birthday?
Everything that I'm right.